Hello, Val Watson, and congratulations on being awarded the 2021 KBH Facilitator Award from the CPA Western School of Business.
Thanks, Sam. It's a real honor to be honored by that award. So thank you for that.
Thank you for being here. All right, we're going to ask you a series of questions. The first being, what advice do you have for junior or aspiring accounting educators?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think working with students has been for me extremely rewarding. Some of those enabling skills we talk about it's helped improve me. So look at it from both ways. You get both. You get to help the students, but you also get to improve yourself at the same time. So to me, it's a win-win, and it's a great opportunity.
Now, some facilitators, when I do new facilitator training, will say their motivations for getting into being a CPA educator. Some people will go around and say that they are there to stay current with the different standards, perhaps some of the upcoming tax if they don't work in tax all the time. Other people will say that they really like the flexibility. Is there anything that got you kind of particularly interested in being involved as a CPAWSB educator?
Yeah, there's a couple of different reasons why I got involved. I think the first one was I was young, I was going on maternity leave, and it gave me the flexibility to take a longer maternity leave. So that was great. But after that, I really enjoyed it. And like I mentioned, it helps you grow and it helps you keep current. It helps when you have to explain an issue to the students, you have to know it yourself. So for me, it's evolved, and it does absolutely give you some flexibility.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And just as like we were talking about a little bit before we started recording, is that, like you said, your motivations have evolved and your interest in what guides and what draws you back, but also this program continuously evolves. So it's not like you're doing one thing for X amount of years, you're doing one thing that evolves and grows and stretches us in different ways and challenges us in different ways. So we're giving back, but it's also giving to us.
It does absolutely help you grow. Look at the last 2 years, now facilitating over Zoom, right? It's got me outside my comfort zone. It's taught me how to, work on Zoom and be able to communicate. So absolutely, it definitely helps you personally grow as well. And it's always great to watch the students grow too.
Thanks, Val. All right, I'd like to hear a little bit about your journey to attain your CPA, as well as what does your post-designation professional journey look like?
Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. So I started out at the University of Saskatchewan in getting a Bachelor of Commerce. Back when I graduated, there was not a lot of jobs in Saskatchewan. So I did what many people did, and I went to Calgary. I started my career with Ernst & Young in Calgary. I completed back then, it was called the qualifying exam, and then the UFI, so completed that. Once I was in that, though, my husband got a job back in Saskatchewan. So we went back to Saskatchewan, where we're from, and I continued with Ernst & Young. But then I did what lots of people did, is I wanted to try out industry. So I left for industry, worked for an amazing company. They were really great to me. But my husband was working on his career, and we didn't have children. So I thought, I want to go back. I miss public practice. Went back to public practice, became a manager with Deloitte. And working with Deloitte, I've been able to work with small businesses, right? Doing compilations. I've been able to work with public companies across North America. So different industries. And at the same time, I've been able to facilitate as well, right? And I've had 3 children in the meantime. And again, I was able to do, as I spoke to you earlier about, I was able to continue to do some facilitation on my maternity leaves, and actually spend more time with my kids. And part of my journey, I did used to take summers off from Deloitte, 2 to 3 months to be home with my children and still facilitate. But I've been able to evolve both at Deloitte and both with the program as my life changed, right? When my children were younger, now they're 18 and they don't really want me around, but when they were younger and they needed me, I had the flexibility from both to do what I want when I want. And I'm still progressing through my career right now.
That is fabulous. Thank you. So you returned to Deloitte after spending some time in industry. And about how many years have you been, quote, back?
Back. So I've been back for about 22 years now. And so now I'm a partner at Deloitte. But yeah, so I've been doing this and I started facilitating when my daughter was first born, like I mentioned, and she's 19 now. So time goes by fast.
Time does go by fast. All right. So I would love to hear, Val, what is a rewarding experience that you've had as a CPAWSB educator? And I know this isn't fair, but perhaps pick one or two.
That is really hard. But overall, I'll start with overall. How's that? It's just watching the students grow. And one of my favorite days still is when mark days come out and you see the students, all their hard work, and you just see how happy they are and how excited. So again, it's just watching people develop. The other thing I really love is when I watch students teach each other, right? I think learning peer-to-peer is the best way to learn. And I was even facilitating a session last weekend, and it's when the students answer the questions versus me, right? That's rewarding because it's a win-win for both of them.
That is personally so interesting to hear, because I'm personally interested in a lot of co-creation and a lot of educators as coaches, and being able to stand by and know when to push, know when to hold back, know when to prompt, and know when to let the room evolve. That is it's not easy to do, and speaks a lot to your confidence as an educator to be able to hold the space and hold the room and know when to come in, as well as to applaud and encourage that type of safe space. So
yeah, I would completely agree with that. Yeah.
All right, so Val, when you're not teaching for the school, what might we find you doing?
Well, if I'm not teaching, and I'm a partner at Deloitte during the day, but I have 3 daughters. So when I have extra time, it's spending time with my 3 daughters. Now I have one that's in Calgary, so traveling to visit her and just traveling generally. Those would be what I do. Not so much the last 2 years, but hopefully starting back up very shortly.